quite. I graduated in 1970. I took the 5-year plan, got married in 67, had a baby in 68. So finished up a year later than I thought I would. Started right out at Whitney Point in the fall of 70 and ran into Title IX in 72 when I started my coaching career.
Okay. Leslie, tell us why you chose Cortland for your undergraduate degree.
It was my first choice. I had done some research, and two of my former teachers, one was a Cortland grad and one was a Rockport grad. And I came down and looked at the campus very, very quickly. In those days, you didn't take the trips that you do now. And I said, I fell in love with Cortland. Fell in love with it. So I said, this is where I want to go. I knew it was the best place to be.
As you think back over your years at Cortland, were there specific professors or staff members that had a great influence on you?
Oh, very much so. In fact, Phyllis McGinley, who is here today, fantastic teacher. Dr. Larry Martin, people who brought out the best in you and wanted you to do the right thing at the right time. Valerie Drake was an English professor here, and she's the one who introduced me to field hockey. I'd never seen it before. We had to take a semester course, and she was about 8 months pregnant at that time, and still out there on the hockey field, bent over, playing as me. I had followed soccer all through high school, on play dates or festivals, we call them. But when I saw field hockey, I fell in love. I fell in love with the technique, and at that point, Cortland State didn't have any interscholastic or intercollegiates for women, so I was on one of their little club teams that we went down to Elmira College and around playing in our PE uniforms, our little blues.
Great. After you graduated from Cortland, how prepared did you feel you were when you took your first professional job?
Teaching, I felt very prepared. You don't really know until you're in the ranks what you have in your arsenal. And I think because of the number of women teachers that we had, Dottie Arnsdorf at that time, and Lorraine Corey, and just people who really instilled in you, okay, this is what you want to do, this is how you want to do it, and then be creative. I enjoyed some of the courses because I was allowed to have fun, and in that respect, I can teach that to my kids. It's okay to have fun in class. It's not an angry thing, you know, it's not a punishment that some people, now in this day and age, think, oh, I gotta go to gym. It was different. It was different.
But how about with your coaching? How prepared were you for coaching?
Not really a lot. As I said before, our coaching courses were lacking because we didn't coach anything. Maybe cheerleading, something like that, but nothing had been an established or sports for women before that. So when the guys would go out, they would have some coaching technique that maybe from their own high schools. But it wasn't until I took my grad courses that I was able to take a coaching course and go, by that time I'd been already teaching and coaching for 2 or 3 years.
But you felt like that graduate program?
Cortland picked right up on that very quickly and helped us out immediately. They saw the need.
You mentioned that you learned that physical education should be fun for students. Were there any other lifelong lessons that you learned and you were able to use professionally or in your personal life? Well,
I've always thought of physical education as the core. If you have a healthy body, you can do so many things. If you're eating right and exercising right, that was a given. I didn't realize that a lot of other people didn't know that. I just figured that's right. And when people would say, well, this is more important, or that is more important, and I said, you've got to be kidding. If you don't have a healthy body, you don't really have that opportunity to have a really healthy mind and a healthy mindset and go go out and perform your duties. In some of the classes, learning about the upper body strength of women as opposed to men, percentage-wise, I said, really, is this what it's like? As I would go into my teaching, you try to impress on the girls, come on, we got to step it up a bit. We've got to be able to not be walking in a walker when we're 50, 60, 70 years old. And of course, at that time, I was so 50s, pretty old. I are there, it's different.
Do you have any really fondest memories of Cortland that you'd like to share with us?
There's probably several. Overall, I loved coming to a campus that was probably twice as big as my town. And in that day, it was only maybe 15 to 2,500 people. I loved the closeness, you know, in the dorms, the just getting together with the kids. And I was talking with someone last night. We had, and this may sound like a weird, fond memory, but we would get together for fear of Dr. Horek's Saturday morning anatomy and physiology lab. We would be in, everybody else is out already working and studying Friday night because Saturday morning we had Dr. Horek's class. So we would sit there and talk anatomy like somebody would speak French. We would be talking anatomy to each other so that we were prepared for the next day. I know that's not what you would think of a fun memory, but there are people that were on my floor my freshman year that we still get together, we still talk to each other, we exchange war stories of our, you know, our lives since Cortland. Because we didn't have the bonding of a team situation, most of our fun times would happen out on an athletic field. I remember when I was pregnant for Jennifer, I had not told anybody except for two of my good friends, and we were in softball class together. And I remember hitting a ground ball that was just puttering back toward the mound. And as I'm running toward first, my toe hits part of the turf, and I do a forward roll into first base. And everybody converges on me, including the teacher. Oh, I fell, but you're pregnant. And yeah, but nobody's supposed to know. And it was neat for somebody to, you know, I told them in private, but they felt it was important enough to, my friends, important enough to, for the rest of the class to know to just take it easy.
What does it mean to you to be here this weekend and be inducted?
It's almost surreal. I think so very highly of Cortland, of my professors here at Cortland, and for the committee that me, really, I just did what I thought we should be doing. You know, you coach hard, you coach your own character into a team, and we were very fortunate. I had good staff, and we won a lot of games that way. And to be recognized by your college as an important asset for them, I said, that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. And there were times that you made a mistake. You made a mistake.
We didn't make a mistake.
But that's, you know, I don't want to make it any less than it is, because it is awesome. I mean, it's an honor that I am just overjoyed to have bestowed on me, especially, you know, I've been out of coaching for a while, and I know how hard it is because I get calls from coaching friends now, how did you do this? I don't know, it just
came
down.